the other aspect we brought into you. But what we want to do today is a continuation of our lecture in the first series. Can Mrs. Onyovo can you give us highlights of what our last lecture?
Pardon?
What was the takeaway of our last lecture?
The takeaway?
Yes, of our last lecture. What was the takeaway?
The takeaway you just repeated, you just summarized to us that one, peace can be learned and it can be taught, and there are different methods in which this can be approached. And we talked about pedagogy, which happens to be just the methods in which that can be applied. One of the methods in which that can be taught to adults. And then we talked about remediology, which is a scientific way, a scientific approach, and also has to do with methods of how you as a facilitator can teach us as adults, knowing that we have minds that are willing to learn. And then the third one, which you have talked about now, is remediology. So those were the three basic things we talked about, and that a lot of us should be ready for peace and conflict resolutions, and that research to reflect what we have been, what we are measuring in. And that brought me to my discussion, my question with you the last time, whether I needed to change my topic since it was on women. And you said we can go on until we get to a stage where we will take that decision. So that's all I have from the last lecture. Hello, sir. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, class. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
So that's all I have for the last lecture.
But it's like Prof is not on the online.
Yes, it just
Why can't us agree and suggest if the line is giving a problem, connection is giving a problem, we reschedule this class?
I don't think it's connection. It might be the audio connection setup.
We will allow Prof to take that decision.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof, we can hear you, sir.
Prof, we can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, the network is fluctuating. Now, what I intend to do to bridge the gap of this virtual teaching and the in-person teaching is for me to give you the complete modules. We have about 4 modules for this course, but I will use the virtual period to run it down for you, so that you cannot know where you can comment with your activities and where I will come in. Now, in today's lecture, I just want to emphasize one philosophical standpoint which we'll be working on today, and that is there is a nexus between education and peace. All right? There's a connection between what? Education and peace. Now, it is this nexus that forms the rationale for this course. It is this nexus that made peace a discipline. If you say that a course is a discipline, it means that that course has a philosophy. It means that that course has a psychology. It means that that course has a curriculum. So we have our pioneer thinkers in this regard. who gave us this idea of peace education, that peace can actually be taught. Now, what is this nexus? That education and peace, they work together because education will bring peace. In other words, education should be able to bring peace in the world. What they are saying now is that if education cannot contribute to restoring peace, to transforming conflict into peace, then that education is not worthwhile. In other words, if the Nigerian education system cannot afford to bring in peace, to inculcate the culture of peace in our young one, in our adult people, that means that our education system is weak. Therefore, can we now hypothesize and put it this way, that the current violent conflicts we're experiencing in Nigeria today presupposes that our educational system is weak? Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Are you not saying that our education system is weak because it cannot address the issue of peace?
I agree with you, sir.
Why?
Prof, good evening.
Good evening. Good afternoon, brother.
Thank you. It has been one of my reservations about the education we are having in Nigeria today. Because when you look at the mindset of those who are turning out of our educational institutions today, they are not thinking outside of their ethnic group for many. They are not thinking outside of their religion for many.
Yes.
We are not able to accommodate for a greater number. We are very emotional and not rationalistic. And when it comes on issues of national concern, it's not about what is right. It's not about what to make Nigeria go forward. It's about who is my kinsman. It's about who practices the same religion with me. It's about the person who is able to put food on my table. It's about my own political affinity, not about reason. So the whole thing and the people who are saying this thing are not illiterates. They are people who are supposedly sat within the four walls of a classroom and they have good certifications. And then you are asking the question, what is happening? And for those who come on national television to tell us about Nigeria, even in the face of conflict or crisis, they are not willing to say the truth. And then you ask.
So your position, what is your position now?
My position, therefore, is that there is a deficiency in the education of Nigeria.
Okay. Now, Dominic, I can see your hand is up.
Sir, good afternoon, Prof, and good afternoon, class.
Are you saying that,
Prof?
Hold on, Dominic. Are you saying that with the currency of violent conflicts all over Nigeria, are you saying that our education system is not addressing the issue of peace? Or is it
Prof, I wouldn't subscribe to that position completely for two reasons.
What is your position?
My position is yes and no. I will decide to be sitting on the fence at this time. As I say, I want to make my position with two reasons.
Okay, go ahead.
Number one, if we take a census of educated persons and uneducated persons in Nigeria, you will agree with me without mincing words that the number of uneducated persons overs the educated persons. It simply means that we have many in Nigeria who are not educated. And many of those uneducated persons are actually the agents of conflict, although fueled by the educated.
Yes.
That is on the one hand. On the other hand, so that's why I say I will not agree completely. On the other hand, yes, we have many educated persons. I will always say, if many people will disagree, I will say we have many educated illiterates. Beginning from policy makers and drafters of
Hold on, Victor, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Dominic, hold on, Dominic. You are getting the argument, the discussion wrong from a different perspective.
Okay.
All right. The discussion is this, Dominic. The point we are trying to make is that there is a nexus between education and peace. What that means is that their education must contribute to reducing conflict, violent conflicts. That if that what that means is that the aim of education is to promote national unity, all right?
Yes.
To promote egalitarianism, all right?
Yeah.
Now, if education cannot unite the people together, if education cannot bring peace, peaceful coexistence, is that education achieve its aim? That's the question we're trying to put across.
It is not.
Prof, can I give my opinion, sir?
It is actually not achieving its
Yes,
aim.
so conclude.
Nevertheless,
that's the point you are saying.
Even at that, I think there is still our educational system is still vitiated. Reason for which you have to go for a curriculum review. Thank you, sir.
It's a simple question. It's a simple question we're asking Dominic. Is our educational system achieving what it ought to do by uniting the people, by restoring justice?
Okay, in a simple term,
egalitarianism?
No, sir.
Prof, can I give my opinion?
Okay, let me hear Victor. Victor, Dominic, hold on. I've gotten your views. Let me hear Victor because I want to run off now. We have a lot to do. Victor, let me hear your own.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, Prof. I'll take the position that the Nigerian educational system did not have show enough interest in educating the people to achieve peaceful coexistence. And where I'll put the system culprits is starting from the point when the Nigerian educational system, for whatever reason, removed history from our curriculum. It was just recently reestablished because at that time, when the children don't even know their history, they are not even aware of maybe previous challenges that have they had in the country. How do you even try to begin to teach them? And computing science is an emerging science. And today you have computing science being taught in high schools as distinct curriculum and taken in WAEC and all that. So why is it that there's nothing core subject curriculum that is peace from primary school to secondary school, first of all, clearly, distinctly put in there for that purpose? So my position is that the Nigerian state did not take peaceful coexistence being taught in schools seriously. In fact, they took steps to undermine it.
Thank you very much. Onovo, you were trying to say something.
Thank you, Prof. I just wanted to say, for the sake, for this course, and for the question, I am of the opinion that our educational system just needs to be holistic enough to be functional. Because what is peace? What is education? It is not just going to school and graduating. It is a mind, it is a change, it is the ability for like our facilitator now to be able to influence our decisions to make peace. That's education. And what is peace? It's being able to live and tolerate one another within the community in which you live, within the language. So all of those for me are secondary. So until our educational system becomes functional, where the child graduates with knowing that I can be a carpenter and I need the German to help me or the Igbo to help me. I think until it becomes functional, we will not achieve peace. Because we even fight amongst ourselves if from the same tribe. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Prof.
Are we on track?
I can hear you, sir. I don't know whether others are hearing.
Yes, sir. We are, sir.
Okay. Can you conclude?
I've concluded, sir. I'm just summarizing by saying we need a coordinated, functional system of education that will enable us achieve peace.
All right.
Because
So,
we can't seem to be separating peace and education. We can't.
okay. Now, because it means that we are all in agreement. We are all in agreement that our education system should play a role in reducing violent conflict in Nigeria. Am I right? You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
That our education system should play a significant role in reducing violent conflict in Nigeria and promoting national unity and integration. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We do, sir.
So that is the point now we're resolving here. That if we agree that our education system should play a pivotal role, a critical role in reducing violent conflict and promoting unity in diversity, promoting social justice, then we are in the right place now to say, okay, how do we go about it? How do we go about it? Now, in trying to go about it, we should go back to history. Thank God, one of you made the point that, look, we should begin to look at history, that we neglected history. Maybe because we neglected our history, that's why we're getting it wrong. And for us to go to appreciate that, it's important for us to go back to history. What really happened in history? Now, we will now begin to look at some of our founding fathers who actually pioneered this course of education to restore peace, to bring peace. One of those who worked assiduously on that was Erasmus. I'm sure you are very familiar about Erasmus of Rotterdam. His first name is Desiderius Erasmus of Rotterdam. You get the details about his contributions to that. He worked about after the First World War. The war was tearing the world apart, and Erasmus came up. He was a philosopher, though a political philosopher, but Erasmus worked assiduously to bring it to the fore that, look, the world needs peace. That we can actually achieve peace through education. Now, he did that one through what we normally call as advocacy of peace, world peace. So Erasmus worked on that one. And of course, even though we eventually had the Second World War, but Erasmus was able to put the world together and draw the attention of the world that, look, we have to educate the citizens of the world that peace will bring in world development. So, Desiderius Erasmus worked on that. Another person that worked on that one, in fact, if you check very well, that was in the 16th century that he did that work. And of course, it made impact. The second person that worked on this peace studies, that today we call him the father of peace studies, is Johann Vincent Galtung. Galtung was one person. He was a sociologist in Norway, and he pioneered the peace studies to be a distinctive discipline. Therefore, if it must be a discipline of its own, therefore it must have a pedagogical imperative. Well, in other words, let me break it this way. Now, what Galtung is saying is this: that peace studies must stand on its own as a discipline. All right? That it must stand alone as a discipline. And that if it must be a discipline, then it should be taught. Then it should be taught. A discipline is taught. Those of you who read chemistry, biology, they were disciplines. That's what they've been taught. So any course that is a discipline must be taught. So that's the argument of Galton. And Galton worked between 1930 to 2024. In fact, he died in February this year. And he has been referred to as the modern father of peace studies. So the argument of Galton is that, look, peace must be taught. Peace must be learned. Peace must be acquired. That peace must be used as an instrument of integration, as instrument of civilization, and as instrument of promoting development and integration. That was the position of Galton. Now, there are other philosophical thinkers that work on this one. Of course, Immanuel Kant with his categorical imperatives. Immanuel Kant happened to be a moralist. That look, if you say you take away somebody's life, remember that that person's life is as equally important as your own. So that's Immanuel Kant's position. That if you want to do bad to somebody, remember that that thing that you're going to do that's bad can bounce back to you. So before you take any action, think and see, is that going to be injurious to that person? If it's injurious to that person, know that it can equally be injurious to you. That's why you find out that people who go about laying people, setting people's houses ablaze, equally have to pay for it, because sometimes it could be their brothers or sisters that are involved. So that was the position of Immanuel Kant. So we actually have a wide lot of people who are involved, who pioneered this philosophical thinking that look, there is a nexus between education and peace, and that if education must stand in, if education will achieve its purpose, then it must promote peace. And that's why I asked the question in Nigeria. Here, look, in Nigeria, do you think that that education is achieving its objective? And most of you said no, because we still have wide range of violent conflict ravaging the whole country. What that means is that me and you, we have to reject the education system. We have to reject the education system. So if we have to reject the education system, how do we go about it? That's why we're here in this class today. That's why we're here. Now, the concern of peace education, therefore, is that you should be able to disorientate, de-radicalize people who are high-handed in promoting conflict, violent conflict. Education should be able, peace education that you come up with should be able to de-radicalize that. Number two, peace education should be able to promote justice and equity in society. So, by championing the cause of peace education, it means that we are saying that for peace education to reign, that education system must promote justice and equity. Number three, for peace education to reign, it must achieve the culture of understanding our history and our identity. So if peace education cannot promote you understanding your history and your identity, it means that work is significant. Now, I want you to note the following people. I will give you you'll see it in your booklet, but note the following people as the critical actors in peace studies in the world. We have the first person as Erasmus of Rotterdam. We have the second person as Galton. All right. Galton played a very key role, as I said. And then, of course, we have J.J. Rousseau. We have Maria Montessori. Remember those of you who did education? Maria Montessori was one of those who promoted the education, the molding of the young ones. In fact, she is being considered as the architect of child education. And what Maria Montessori is saying that you must inculcate in the child those virtues that will promote human dignity. And then those virtues that promote human injustice and violence should be discarded. So Maria Montessori played a very role too in that aspect. You know, our popular John Dewey. If you look at the works of John Dewey, he equally tried to lend his voice in the task of peace in the society, and so that it must follow the pattern of education. And then, of course, there's this Paulo Freire, a Latin person. He equally worked on that one, even though he tried to look at intercultural studies. In fact, he was the one that added this issue, that you cannot teach peace education with that peace education must help you to achieve intercultural knowledge. What is intercultural knowledge? Meaning that if you are a Hausa man, you should be conversant with the culture of the Igbo man, the Yoruba man. All right? You must be conversant with the culture of the Igala man. All right? You must be conversant with the culture of the people in what are those people in River State and so on. You will be conversant with their culture, so that you can appreciate the fact that these cultures have their value. And that's the contribution of Paul Freire. Now, here in Nigeria, we have cultural diversities, am I right? Now, peace education should be able to prepare students to appreciate the cultural diversities of this country. It is when you appreciate it, then you can harness it for meaningful development. And that's the point we're saying here. Now, let me stop here if there's any questions so that we move forward, because as I said, we have a lot of things to do today. Any questions? Stella, Amonchi, Anene, you just came in. So, do you have any contribution?
Prof.
Yes, Stella.
Victor, yeah, we're here.
Stella.
Okay.
Where is Stella? Okay, can you go ahead? Go ahead.
Yes, Prof. Now that we are here,
yes,
just a thought. Will it not be of use if then peace education, carefully or intentionally crafted, is made, even if the kids don't take it in way, it's something that kids have to, I know there's something civic, it's close to it, but it's not sufficient. But yes, peace education, that students must take it from basic secondary and the senior secondary. Because out of them to be exposed to the values of peace, the doctrine of peace, the importance of peaceful coexistence.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, you said John Dewey said something about, is it Kant? So at least they are taught deliberately and intentionally.
Now, okay, I know that one. We are coming to the next phase of that argument. Let me know your comment. Any other comment again? Obianuju. Ishaya. No comment. Hello? Hello? Yeah, come on in.
We can hear you, Prof. We can hear you.
We can hear you, sir. No comment, sir.
No comment. Can we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Good. If we are to move forward, the next issue we have to address is this. Are we saying that peace studies and peace education should take the center stage of our curriculum, or that peace studies and peace education can actually be achieved through other subjects. In other words, do we have are you advocating that we should have a distinct program of studies, a subject known as peace studies and peace education? Or you are saying that no, we can actually achieve it. We can use physics education to achieve it. Oh no, we can use history to achieve it. Or we can use social studies to achieve it. We can use economics to achieve it, or anything. In other words, there are existing subjects on ground. Am I right? Hello? We have existing programs on ground. So we have subjects. We have so many courses on ground.
Yes. History, civic education, all of them.
We have them. There's so many.
Yeah.
Now, are you saying that we should inculcate? We should bring in this peace studies something and embed it into these courses, or you are of the view that look, that course can stand on their own, just like Erasmus was advocating.
Prof, I'm of the view that peace. This is Victor, sir. Sorry to come again. I'm of the view that peace education, I use the word deliberate and intentional. I hope I'm conveying what I mean. And I will give you this reason, Prof. During the Second World War, well, I mean, peace cannot be an ingredient in physics, or an ingredient in chemistry, or an ingredient in even philosophy. Ingredients in these other ones. No. Peace has to be on its own, fully taught, deliberate.
That is your own view now, I mean. That's your view. That's your view.
Yes, I want to give a reason for this, at least something to chew on it.
Okay.
We had professors in physics and other areas when Hitler was building his gas chambers and all those ones. These professors were professors accomplished in their various disciplines. They didn't understand people because they were the ones that built the gas chambers and protected the gas chambers. So peace should be on its own, not just ingredients in these other disciplines. That's my take, sir.
Okay. Any contrary view or supportive view? Any other view?
Obianuju,
you must have a position. You must take your position, no? Because all these questions I'm asking you, you must take a position because you may defend them one day. All right.
Sir, I believe that peace education standing on its own will be a panacea, it will be a solution. Okay. Because from amalgamation, what the notion for peace is not what is being. So let peace education go from even from primary school. Let it stand on its own. And the correction will be there so that we will have that peace in diversity, peace. Because this thing, I don't know how I will put it, but bringing it from civic education, from social studies, it's not centralizing, it's not speaking the view, it is not sending in. But if peace education should stand on its own, I think there will be a pathway for peace.
Okay. Do we have contrary view? Okay, it appears we don't have contrary view. Now, if we say it should stand on its own, don't you think that the school curriculum is already choked up with so many disciplines? Don't you think so? Don't you think so?
Yes, sir. It's choked up. Like now, history is no more in the curriculum from primary school. They have sprout out that history. Because that history, if history should be a fundamental, because if you don't know where you start, to connect it with other things, we are talking about diversity here, how the integration. I don't know, maybe it's a proposal, maybe we should push it in when they see the view, or let peace education stands on its own.
Okay, let me Thomas Ariku. Oga.
Prof.
Okay.
Good evening, Prof.
Let me hear you. Yes.
And good evening, everybody. Yeah, somehow you may say the curriculum is already choked up.
Yeah.
But if inserting peace in the curriculum will bring about peace, then we don't have any option than to do so. But my worry is this. One of us has mentioned that when you look at the way of those who are educated in the formal sense of the word, you see that those who are not in school, even as we speak now, either those who dropped out or who have never been to school before at all, when the ratio of the number of the people on that side, you know, is higher than those who are in school. And we are saying this not in school. But the number of those not in school is higher than those who claim to go to school. What will you meet those who didn't teach them? So but for me, the first thing is, let us look at our educational system. Can the government begin to make it compulsory that education from primary to secondary levels should be made free, so that people can afford to go to school, number one, and then when they go to at that level, at least primary to secondary level, where education is free, then people should be taught at that level. So that even if they cannot go further to higher institution, at least whatever they have got at that level may help them. Because in the country where those who don't go to school are more than those who go to school, and we're talking about teaching peace in school, why will you see those people to teach the prof? That is my worry.
Thank you very much. Now, so I know somebody has a hand in the way of where somebody, the next person, somebody has an answer up. Is it Father? Father?
Yes, I just spoke, Prof.
Okay, there's another person again.
Yes.
There. Yeah.
Yes, it's Raymond.
Raymond, boy, I saw you writing the way of the. Okay, Raymond, go ahead.
Yes, Prof. Yes, I'm the person. Thank you. There are actually many things in the curriculum, but I think we have a lot of also irrelevant things in our educational curriculum.
So what are you advocating?
There are
that we should remove them out.
So
and replace with some.
Yes, like I will cite an example. Prof, you go to school and you hear teachers telling children, like they were told in WAEC to draw a grasshopper, label the parts, draw a queue feather, label the parts. But I think education should be about solving problems, like the Americans reason. It should be about pragmatism. So there are issues that are affecting Nigeria now. It is not knowing the limbs of a grasshopper that are a problem, or knowing the queue feeder, or knowing the mating styles of a lizard or something. No, that is not our concern. Issues of national integration, issues of peace and conflict, peace education, issues of national integration and national consciousness and culture are very, very important. And I see that there is a loss, because there is a loss of the sense of history, because there is a loss of the sense of culture. It has affected why today there is also the loss of peace and the need for inclusion of peace in to stand as a discipline of its own to build the consciences of people that seem dead.
Okay. Let me draw your attention again to our first lecture. Our resolution of the first lecture was that, yes, peace can be taught, but it can be taught in several ways. It can be taught as a curricular area, meaning that it can be taught in the school. All right, that's omniology, read it. It can be taught as andragogy. It can be taught as adult education. In other words, it can be taught outside of the school. So, in summary, let us understand the basis, the bedrock of this peace education we're talking and conflict management. That look, this thing can be taught as curricular program, co-curricular program, and what? An extracurricular program. I want to understand that. So if you emphasize, you seem to be emphasizing too much on the classroom setting, which is the curricular area. But peace can be taught, should be taught. We have agreed last time that peace should be taught in the school, should be taught outside of the school, should be taught within the school and the community. So that's number one. Number two, quite a number of you are bringing the issue of history. Okay, suppose we bring in history now and we say, okay, let us match history and peace education. Let's embed them together. Can you solve our problem?
Prof, I don't know. When you open the door, I will say something on those, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Victor.
Prof, you see, I will say let life be based, but let the efforts in life be based on purpose. And education is one of the key efforts in life. And the purpose of life centers around being useful to one another. And peace is a very core ingredient in that. So the last speaker, I want to agree with him wholly because if my wife says there's too much meat in the soup, so she cannot add salt, I will say, my friend, please, we don't use so much of the meat. Salt is a very key ingredient in our food. So please, enough of the meat. In fact, you can remove the meat and let's have salt first. We've been eating meat before. So peaceful coexistence, building human beings is a core purpose of life. So whether we're studying physics or chemistry or philosophy or whatever, it must be geared towards what? It is good neighborliness, loving one another, because that is the core, that's the focus, that is the permanent purpose. Because without my neighbor being useful to him, why am I studying? Why am I even going to school in the first instance? So first and first, how to live with one another peacefully and how to be useful to one another should be core at the center. It should be the main soup, not just a dessert.
Okay.
Let me keep it there, sir.
So, okay, thank you very much. Dogo?
I'm here, sir.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the contribution, sir.
Yes, make your own contribution. You don't enjoy other ones, you cannot make your own. Make your own.
Yes, Prof. Actually, education, the purpose of education is to make us enlightened and also to bring peace in the society. Where there is education, you found out that there is that enlightenment, and then there is peaceful coexistence amongst the people. So I think and I believe my opinion is that peace is must require in our society. Just as you have stated, peace can be taught either in a curricula or in a informal or formal or informal. So we need peace. And then additionally, with the situation we find ourselves in our country, and I opine that there should be peace commission. There should be a national peace commission, which will the commission will be in charge of teaching and also promoting peace. There should be that kind of we should enshrine in the curriculum, even from the primary school, as somebody have earlier said, that we should have peace education even in our primary school, that this intercultural knowledge of one another should be taught through peace, and not only about history, so but we need this peace so that we will have peace in our country, because that is the worst situation we find ourselves in this country.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, you see, there are two types of development. In psychology, we say we have vertical development, we have horizontal development. Gilda, you have not said anything. Gilda Richard, you have not said anything today. Ariku, you are raising your hand. Thomas Ariku.
No, sir. That was a former hand I raised. Let me take it back.
Yeah, you produce a goat. You bring one goat. Thomas Ariku, you are taking, you are withdrawing.
Sorry, sir. Yes, I addressed it earlier. I have contributed.
Gilda Richard. Gilda.
Sir, good evening. Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm in an occasion, so I'm not fully concentrating, sir. Pardon me.
You bring one cow. You bring one cow. Well, you are dividing yourself. Okay. Okon Miriam. Now.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yes. Let me hear your contribution. Let me hear your contribution, Miriam.
Some of the opinion that peace education should be taught, even if not an existing subject, it is important in our schools so that we can adopt an attitude of peace, especially in our nation, Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how do we teach it? Independently, or we should infuse it into existing subjects? Which one?
So I think it should be infused into existing subjects because already our curriculum, the subjects are quite many, so it should be infused into relevant subjects like social studies, government, history. Such subjects can be infused with peace education, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
What of Azi Ishaya? Ishaya. Ishaya. Ishaya.
Sir. Hello, Prof.
Bring my bag, you see that in it. Take this one for Sunday. Come now. Bring my bag. You open the bag. Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, go in a message now.
Okay, are we back on track now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, Ansel, you're okay, you're raising your hand.
Yeah, good afternoon, Prof.
Good afternoon.
So, for my own contribution, I think that we could mainstream peace education into existing subjects the same way they've done to gender, in a way that those key components of peace studies are mainstreamed into other subjects, looking at the centrality and the importance of peace building and the need like I think the first lecture where we learned that people can learn peace the same way they learn violence. So if those components are integrated so that people begin to learn about it from an early stage, not necessarily as a specialized, I mean, if it is mainstreamed into those existing subjects, it gives the children the opportunity to begin to learn those key components. What is peace building? What are those elements that are critical for sustainable peace? And again, it can also be like a specialized field so that we have that going side by side. That is the way I think might also contribute towards creating that peaceful coexistence among people in Nigeria.
Okay. So, we are in agreement now that whatever be the case, we need this peace education to actually help drive the process of education to achieve its objective by transforming conflicts in Nigeria. So we believe in conflict transformation through education. Am I right? Now, as I said earlier, we have what we call founding fathers of peace education. Founding fathers of peace education. I've given you quite a number of them. And I want you to pick your biro and hear where your name stands. Thomas Ariku Oga. Are you present? Thomas Oga. Adebanjo Oluwafemi.
Present, sir. Thomas Ariku. Present, sir.
Thomas
Present,
Ariku.
Prof. Present, Prof.
Okay, you write on Immanuel Kant and his contribution to peace education and peace philosophy.
All right, Prof. Perfect.
Good. Adebanjo Oluwafemi.
Present, sir.
You write on J.J. Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and his contribution to peace philosophy and peace education.
Noted, sir.
Victor Ako Victor. Is he present or he has left? Okay. Onyovo Dati.
Present, sir.
Yes, you write on Erasmus. You write on Erasmus and his contribution to peace education, his philosophy and contribution to peace education. That's Desiderius Erasmus of Rotterdam. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Remember, I told you he was one who actually brought the idea of peace education after the First World War.
Yes, sir.
So you go to write and then highlighting his contribution to peace education. And now, do we have any lesson to borrow from him in Nigeria? Gilda Richard.
Yes, sir.
Even though you are not following us, I don't know how you're going to do this assignment now. You are going to write on Galton, Johann Vincent Galton. You know, he's being considered as the father of peace education. You write on him and highlight his contribution to peace education and philosophy.
Okay, sir, noted.
Thomas Ariku, about me your own?
Yes, sir. That you write on Immanuel Kant.
Good. Dogo?
Sir, Raymond, sir.
Dogo?
Sir?
Dogo?
Yes, sir.
You are writing on Olufari. Olufari.
Olufari. How can you spell it for me, sir?
From the word. On what? Paul.
Sir?
This one's confusion. The other one is network.
AULO. Olufari. So you confirm later, they will give you the details. Fari is spelled F-R-E-I-R-E.
F-R-E.
Oh, Raymond is here.
Raymond.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof. I've given your own, have you?
No, not yet.
You are writing on Maria Montessori. Raymond, you are writing on Maria Montessori. I would have given that to a woman, because Maria is a woman who dealt largely with child education.
Now let me do that one.
Who are you? Oko Mariam. Okay, let me give you that one.
Okay, sir.
You balance it. It's better for him.
Why?
Women, why now? Why?
It's better for a man to do.
You take John Dewey.
And then the other week, vice versa.
I don't agree.
Thank you, sir.
You take John Dewey, your brother.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Yes. I'm actually going to have about 2 people right. Then who is this person? The way of the cross. Which is that one? Adebanjo? Oh, the way of the cross. Is it the way of what?
The John Dewey man is the way of the cross.
Oh, you're the one who had the way of the cross. Okay. Give me your own, right? Adebanjo, am I giving your own?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What of Ishaya?
No, sir.
Give me your own. Okay. You are going to write on. You are doing your own is master's or PhD?
Master, sir.
Good. You are going to write on this man, J.J. Russo. Again.
Okay, sir.
What he stood for, what he taught, and what are his philosophies, and how does that relate to peace education?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Do we have another person again?
The last man standing, sir.
Okay, Dominic.
Sir, some of us have mentioned.
My own. Do not call my own Victor. Prof.
Is it Richard Imana?
Yes, I'm right here, sir.
Sir, you are not.
Prof, you are not called my own Victor.
Because some of you are hiding your faces now because I was asking to bring one goat, so you decide to hide your faces. So how about who next, please? That's person now.
Me, sir.
Victor, Prof.
Oh, Victor, I've given your own now. Victor, let me read it out. Let me look at it.
No, you have not. You called a different Victor.
I say, how many Victor do we have? Yeah.
Prof, you have not given me my own.
Who is Akko Victor?
And me.
Akko Victor, you're writing on Dokam.
No, not me. I'm Victor Egbe, not Akko.
Okay, Victor Egbe. You are writing on Emel Dokam. Have you gotten it?
How do you spell the name, sir?
Dokam.
No, how do you spell the name, sir?
D-U-R
K-I-E-M.
Your voice is fading.
K-H-E-I-M.
D-U-I-M.
D-U-R
Oh.
K-H.
Your voice is fading, Prof. I couldn't get it. Can you give me the name again?
D-U, Dokam. TUR, Docom. No, don't worry. You correct the remaining. You get the something details you want. Yeah.
Prof, I've not gotten
We can be
my.
tapped on the platform, Prof.
Pardon? Yes, I will do that. I'll ask them to do that for you now.
Prof, I've not gotten my own topic.
Who is your topic? What is your topic? Your topic is to bring one cow. Who is that? Who is that person?
Anselm.
Prof, Richard is also here.
Anselm, okay.
Thomas. Okay, Thomas Killman.
Thomas
Killman. Killman, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Thomas Killman.
Contribution to peace.
Yes, his contribution to peace, education, and philosophy.
Okay, to peace, education, and philosophy.
Yes. Prof, Richard Imana is still left out.
Yeah?
Richard Imana.
Francis.
Dominic is still left out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dominic, you are still writing on you are writing on Thomas Killman as well, because that one is big. You try to look at the conflict, styles of conflict management. Who's the next person?
Francis, sir.
Francis, Richard Karl Marx. Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
You're looking at Karl Marx.
Yes,
Prof, Richard Imana.
Another person again?
Richard Imana.
Richard Imana. Richard
Yes,
Imana.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me look at. You are looking at. You look at Plato. Plato.
Noted, sir.
You write on Plato. Who again?
Sir, sorry, I didn't get Dominic. I didn't get what you said I should do work on.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
I said you should continue with Emil Durkheim because it's very wide. I wanted two people to do Erasmus, 2 people to do John Carlton, 2 people to do Durkheim because they're very wide. All right. So they are the thinkers. These are the thinkers of peace and peace studies in the world. Zizi, who is Zizi again? Hello.
It's Francis. It's Francis.
Pardon?
It's Francis, sir.
Francis, are you doing this course? Yes. You have a question? You have no topic, but you're not doing this course now, Francis. Have you shifted to peace education?
No, sir.
You just want to steal our topic, our knowledge.
No knowledge is away, sir.
Yeah, no knowledge is wasted. I agree with you.
Thank you.
So if I give you assignment now, if you write, what will happen? You bring one good then. You bring one good before I give you an assignment. So
there is one more person, Obianuju Catherine. I think her network is active.
Obianuju and Francis will write on Johann Vincent Galton because
no, sir, you're giving me Karl Marx already.
I have. So somebody should write on Galton again. Okay. Now these are the highlights of these are the areas you're writing. You write on his philosophical standpoint. What does he actually work on? Okay. That's number one. Well, you know, the basic thing is about his the introduction. The introduction is about that person. That's A aspect of it. Number two is that you write on what does he believe in. What did he work on? What philosophical example does he work on? That's number two. Number three is what are his contribution of that philosophy? How does that relate to peace education and peace and conflict management? Number four, what lessons are we drawing for him towards peace building and conflict management in Nigeria? And number five is your conclusion. Francis, you are raising your hand again.
No, sir, I was since.
You are among those that will bring good to them.
No, Allah, sir.
So I hope you are clear with the subheading, subtopics now. Who is that person? Who is that person you are writing on? Who is he? Where is he coming from? What is his background? Number two, what are his works, philosophical works? What did he work on? Number three, how does that relate to peace education and conflict management? Number four, what are the lessons for Nigeria? Nigerian curriculum, Nigerian peace education is like you. And number five, your conclusion. So every person you are writing it under these 5 topics. Am I right? Hello? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You have 5 major topics to write, within which to write this. Okay?
Sorry, Prof. I got 4.
Right, read them. Let me hear you.
That an introduction should be on the person. And then number 2, we will talk about the philosophical standpoint of the person. Number 3, the contribution of the person to peace education and conflict management.
Yes.
And then number 4, the lessons for and implications for peace building and conflict resolution in Nigeria. 4.
Yes. Number 5, conclusion.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other observation or comment? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you should know that in our next lesson is going to be in person next week. So I hope that the whole of your modules should be out, should be ready, because I want to give you everything about peace education in the modules, so that you start doing your activities. All right. That's number 1. Number 2, you know that you have to undergo a kind of an internship. All right, and we have to develop a program, a peace program curriculum for Nigeria. We have to look. That is a workshop. We have to, all of us have to work on it, and then finally, we may have to publish that work. UNESCO has done a lot in trying to push for peace education in our school in Nigeria, but it has received a lot of orders along the line. So maybe they may sponsor you to review the curriculum of peace education in Nigeria and work on it. You are about, how many are you, class leader? How many are you in this class? Class leader, how many are you in this class?
Sir, I think we are about 12, sir, for the PhD. But I can't really say for that.
Okay.
6 for MSc.
Pardon?
6 for MSc.
6 for MSc. How many for PhD?
He said 12, sir. That's it.
Okay. So for our own assignment and education, you know, your examination is going to be based on the curriculum you will develop. For PhD students, you're not going to write exam on this one. What you're going to write is the peace education curriculum you produce. And then your field report. Remember, don't forget you're going for a field work. And the field work, you will attach you to where peace is being worked, NGOs that work on peace, and then you come out with your report. That will form your examination. So we are not going to write examination on this course per se. Our examination is purely in field work, and curriculum will develop out of it. For the master students, there are certain chapters you are going to write, and that will be your examination. That's all it. So what that means is that your continuous interaction, participation, that's why I see I asked everybody a question. And all of you that didn't answer any question, of course, you know that your mark will not be the same thing as somebody who did not participate well. So every lecture, your participation, this is the accumulation of what you do that will form 60% of your work. So please take your work serious. It's not a big class enough. So let's work closely so that we can develop something for Nigeria. I don't believe in too much examination. But I want a situation where we can make contribution to Nigeria too, so that they know that you have developed something, even when you leave. If they don't implement it, that is another problem. That's their own problem. But you have done your own work. So by the time we have a sufficient background, philosophical, psychological, and curricular background to this, then we cannot develop our own. We cannot criticize and come up with our own. So the whole aim of you now working on these philosophical thinkers is for you to know those who started it and what was their thinking, so that we will now ask you your own question. What is your own thinking in this regard? Don't forget, our objective is to come with independent thinkers, not people who copy and write, copy. I don't like copy. I want you to come up with a passion that you want to contribute something for Nigeria. Are you getting my point? Gilda, you want to ask a question? Gilda, I can see your hand up. Gilda.
Sorry, sir. This is Richard, sir.
Oh, is it Richard?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
I'm using Gilda's platform.
Why?
I have a network issue, sir.
You bring bring one foul.
Okay, that'll be all right, sir. Sir, you made mention of nationalists who have contributed to peace education. You made mention of Erastus, Galtang, J.J. Russell. In all of these names, sir, I found out these names are majorly European names. Will I say, are there not African nationalists who have contributed to peace education and conflict management? Because I take notice of person like Butrus Gali, who has contributed a lot to peace education in Africa. So I was actually waiting for you to make mention of some of these names, since we want to talk of peace in Nigeria, and that would transcend to Africa at large. So I'm expecting you to make mention of some African foremost nationalists like Butrus Gali, sir.
Okay, this is not a nationalist class. If you come to my course, philosophical thoughts, we know quite a number of them. But this is not a nationalist class. This is not a philosophical thought class. We are talking of people who made contributions to peace education, who actually pioneered it. Don't forget that this formal education you're talking of came from somewhere. Don't forget, it came from somewhere. Now, we are saying that the argument is that can we make this Western education a useful tool in resolving conflict? This education we are talking of is not, and then of course we are going to have traditional philosophical thoughts of education, of peace education. We are going to do it to our own traditional method. That's different. But here, don't forget, this movement, whole movement started somewhere. During the World War I, for instance, was there any World War I here in Nigeria? Rather, our people were taken to the war now. You know how it started? I'm asking you a question. Do you know how it started? Hello?
I can't really remember.
Do you know how it started?
No, sir.
Good. So the same thing. This education, this formal education you're talking of, started somewhere. So some persons champion is somewhere because it is the theater of operation is where we are looking at now. So, but when you come to traditional or indigenous actors, that's completely a different ball game. It's a different philosophical sphere completely. But I'm sure you get quite a number of them when we come to first. Are you a first semester person or second? You just started?
Second semester, sir.
Last semester you were around? Last semester you were around?
I was around, sir.
But when you were there, we were talking about Ali Muzuri and the rest, African approach, the traditional approach to African traditional philosophy. Are you talking about?
Yes, yes, sir. I was expecting you mention their name.
No, their name at this point is not because they went through the school now. We are talking about before this education came to us. Ali Muzuri, all these people, all these beautiful Ghana and the rest, they went through the Western education now. So, but we're talking of how did he confess?
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll be starting your name, but at a later time. But let's start with those who pioneered this first in the world. All right?
Noted, sir.
Good. Any other contribution? Look at Boko. Look at Boko. Is it Boko Haram? Look at Boko. Look at. I can see your hand up now. You want to ask? You want to make comment? All right. You are bringing this work this weekend. You are submitting this work this weekend. I have this lecture on Friday. Is it Friday?
Sir, soft or hard copy?
Pardon?
Are we submitting in soft copy or in hard copy, sir?
Hello, Prof.
Both.
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, look up.
This weekend.
Pardon?
Good evening, Prof. Good evening, Prof.
Good evening, Oga Luka.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. You know, I had a break in communication when you are listening to the philosophers. I only got number 3 up to 5. Their contribution, and the lessons application for Nigeria, and then conclusion. I had a break, sir. Yes. So even the philosophers, I don't have their names. So I'm sorry to drag you back.
You mustn't have all the philosophers. You have the one that concerns you. I assign everyone to 8. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Which one are you typing on?
No, what I have now, I have Galton, Montessori. Erasmus.
Sir, he has not signed.
Yeah, just tell you don't have somebody to write on.
I had a break. Yes, sir. I don't have it, sir. I had a break. I just had some.
Beautiful. So you're going to write on who?
Okay, I take one person.
No, I will give you, not that you take it. I will give you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You're going to write on John Galton.
John Galton. Okay, sir.
John Galton, yes.
Fine, sir.
Yeah, yes. Prof, now your voice is clearer. Can I get my own, Victor?
Thank you, sir.
You were saying something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
Victor, I didn't record your own. Are you different from Algo, Victor? Hello? Victor, where are you?
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Is your own not Docam? Your own is Docam now. ML Docam. Victor.
ML Docam, okay.
Please. Sir, on Joan
EMLEL Docam DO. Is it KAM or KCAM?
It's not DODUR. DUR.
Prof, on Joan Gatton, we are having 3 people writing on the same person.
No problem. because their work is very heavy. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
The work is much.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So are we to write together as a group or individually?
No. Don't write your own. Write your own.
All right, sir.
Yeah. So, I think that's all right for today. You are submitting this work on Friday. You are submitting this work on Friday by 4 o'clock. Anything outside 4 o'clock, I will not collect it again. I hope you are clear with that.
Yes, sir.
Anything out 4 o'clock on Saturday, I won't collect that work. Because I have a lot of things.
Friday or Saturday?
Friday, 4 o'clock. All right?
Yes, sir.
So you submit it to either Naomi or Joshua. You are submitting to either Naomi or Joshua.
I didn't hear you, sir. Who are we submitting it to?
Naomi or Joshua.
Joshua. Is it Dr. Joshua?
Yes, I think so. He's one. I think so.
Okay, sir.
Yes, and there's one small girl like that. They call her Naomi.
Okay, sir.
Yes, either of them can give them.
Now, when is the deadline for submission?
I say Friday. Next Friday, 4 p.m. On or yes, before that, you can bring it on Monday, no problem. But it should not exceed 4 o'clock on Friday.
Yes, sir.
You submit hard copy and soft copy.
Okay, sir.
Correct. Now you are going to bind the work. Spiral binding.
How many copies, sir?
No, I only need one copy from you. You can decide to keep the one for to yourself.
So how many pages?
100 pages. You can write as many pages as you want. No, I have no problem with that. Okay, let me allow you to go and rest. Have a nice weekend and enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.